So another joint we're going to do this week. This one is just called the glue joint. Now what it is I'll put a picture of it up here somewhere, what it should look like once it's been rebaited out. This one's a little bit more difficult to set up because you have to play around to get the height right. It's not like the others where it's quite easy to set up. You don't set it up at the top of the wood, you have to mess around a little bit. So the easiest way I found to work out to do it is to find the centre of your wood and then line the bit, the bottom piece, the top of that, with our middle. That's the easiest way I've managed to work it out. So what I'll do is I'll find the centre of this piece of wood and then I'll just show you quickly how I set it up. So this one's a little bit more tricky to set up than the others. Again, you're using the same height, you're just flipping it, so good side down, good side up, doing it that way. But on this, the easiest way I've found to do it is to put a centre mark in the middle of your piece and then line the top of this cutting blade up with that centre line, like that. As you can see, I've already set the height of this one. That's the easiest way I found to do it. And then what you can do is you can run a test piece through it, and if the test piece needs to be raised or lower, then you can do it. And again, it's the same as before, where if you've got a slight step and it needs to go up, then you add half the amount, because obviously you're doing it on two joints, so you add the half amount. So if you're a millimetre too high, you add a half a millimetre. So that's set as we're going to do it. So what I'll do is I'll run these through and then I'll show you what the finished joint looks like. So I'll get my PP on, get the extractor going, and we'll get these cut. Right, so there you can see we've got the joint cut, and what happens is, obviously, because you put them through two, they should slot in together like that, and as you can see, that is too high. So what we've got to do is, the gap we've got here, we now have to reduce that. Oops, the step we've got here, we now have to half that and then lower that down, because that is going in like that, and we are too high. So yes, that needs to go down. So we need to drop that down half the amount. So that is round about, I'd say that's maybe just over a millimetre in height difference. So I'm going to drop that down about half a mil. So what we'll do is we'll run them through again and just try. So there we go. And like I've said all along, with when you're doing pieces of wood, unless you've put them through your thickness of planer, there's always going to be a little bit of variance in your timbers. But the bottom's flush on this, and then the top's just got a little tiny bit of a step in it. So once we've glued our board together, we can run this through the thickness of planer and just trim our boards up, because as you can see, these boards got a little bit of a curve anyway. So that's the joint. So what I'll do is we'll get this over to the bench, get it glued up and dried, and then we'll see what it looks like on the edge, and we'll see how strong it is. But nice simple little joint. Once you get the bit set correctly, it's not too bad at all. But yeah, get over to the bench. So this is our sample glue joint. I've sanded that side, and as you can see, you can't hardly see the joint, so I didn't sand this side. This is just rough sawn this side, and like I say, you can see the joint here. It's quite a tidy looking joint, to be honest. We've got a little bit of a gap in there where obviously the glue wasn't in properly, but if you needed to, you could just run a little bit of glue in there with a bit of sawdust and fill that in. Quite a strong joint, really strong joint. This wood doesn't help because this wood isn't the best wood. As you can see, it's not quite, it's got a bit of a curve in it, so we didn't really use the best timber I had, but it was just for demonstration purposes. And again, with like the finger joint, there's the way the fingers are cut, you've got quite a big glue area. The overall glue area would be more than if it was just a straight line butt joint. So again, a nice interlocking tight joint, and quite strong. I don't know whether, I've not used this joint ever before. As I said in the video, it's the first time I've ever cut one of these. So I don't know if this would be stronger than the finger joint, or whether they're on equal par. I don't know. I would imagine the finger joint would be stronger because there's more interlocking fingers, but that I wouldn't know. So anyway guys, there's another joint for you. Hope it helps. So take care, speak to you soon, and bye for now. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for making it to the end. There may be a couple of videos down below that you might be interested in. If you do, pop over and check them out. Also, if you're a subscriber to the channel, then thank you very much for your continuous support. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, then pop over and click this link here to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to be notified for all my latest uploads. So anyway guys, take care, speak to you soon.